Hi there folks, welcome back to Rule of Thumb. Today I'm bringing you along for a requested recipe for canning orange chicken. So that's what we're going to do today. So what I'm going to start off with is I'm going to show you how to make the sauce, or how to make my sauce. And I'm going to mix all these ingredients together and basically just let them simmer. Then what I'm going to do is I've got all my chicken cut up into bite-sized pieces. I'm going to go ahead and brown them off. They don't have to be cooked all the way through, but I like to brown the outsides. And then I will bring you guys back when I'm ready to start putting stuff in jars. So first what we're going to do is we're going to cut on the heat here. And we're going to mix all these ingredients. So what I've got here is 5 cups of orange juice with 1 cup of pineapple juice and 1 cup of lemon juice. You could leave out the pineapple, do all orange and some lemon. You could do straight orange juice if you want. You could go more pineapple if you like that flavor better. This is kind of, but I'm going to start out with 7 cups of juice is basically where we're at. So start with that. Now I do have a little sauce that I made this morning because I made a test batch first, so I may end up adding that to this and, you know, having a little bit more sauce, but I wanted to try it first this morning, so I made sure I had the ratios right for you guys. So go ahead and put that in there. In this cup here I have got 3 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar and 3 tablespoons of a light soy sauce. Put that in there. Alright, then in this dish I've got 2 tablespoons of minced garlic and 2 tablespoons of minced ginger. So we're going to go ahead and put all that in there. Spoon. Okay, and then for seasonings I've got 1 teaspoon of white pepper, 3 teaspoons of salt, and 2 teaspoons of turmeric. So if you want to cut back on the salt, feel free. I did use a light soy sauce, so I have a little bit more salt than I would normally, and the turmeric is more for color, but it also has some good immunity benefits and health benefits, so I thought, why not? So that's all going to go in there, and we're going to get this mixed up with my little whisk here. Alright, so like I said, we're going to let this cook together. I will check the taste once it's cooked together for a little bit in case I miss something or I feel like we need to add something. I'm going to bring you guys over a little closer here so that you can see the color. So that's what the color looks like. So we're going to bring you back over here. So, like I said, we're going to let this simmer for a little bit. I'm going to cook off the chicken, and then I will bring you guys back when we're ready to put everything in the jars. Okay, folks, so I very quickly realized what I forgot to tell you in the ingredient list when I tasted the sauce is sugar, because it was really tart. So I added 3/8 of a cup of sugar. So a 1/4 cup and 1/8 of a cup. And that was perfect. So I was like, oh yeah, that's what I was missing. And you could certainly use honey if you'd prefer to use honey. Or you could use an alternative sweetener if you wanted to keep it low or 0 sugar. I am going to go ahead and get my chicken browned up. I'm going to use a little bit of sesame oil and probably a little bit of olive oil you know, a little blend. But I want to give the chicken a little taste of that sesame oil. So I'm going to go ahead and get this browned up, and I'll see you back here in a few minutes. Okay, guys, welcome back. I got my setup here. So I got all my chicken. Like I said, I just par cooked the chicken just because, in my experience, I like the par cooked chicken when it cans better because it just looks better in the jar. It holds the consistency better when you go to reheat it. So it's just the way I choose to do it. So I got my chicken, I got my sauce, I got a pan over here with simmering with lids and rings. I've got a little bit of vinegar off here to the side. I've got a Pokey Joe to debubble with, and I think we're set to go. So what we're going to do is start by getting some chicken in the jar. Using a slotted spoon because I don't want any of the chicken juices in there. Alright, that might be what we're going to get in there. So go ahead and get some liquid in here. You can see that beautiful color. We're going to go to 1 inch headspace, but we're going to debubble and see where we end up. So go ahead and get some of this chicken pushed down in here. This is where you get to be a little Tetrisy, because you want to try and get chicken all the way in down to the sides. You know, fill up all the holes in the jar, but you also don't want them to be packed within 1 inch of their life either. So feel like that one is right where I want it. Looks like my headspace is pretty much on the mark. Maybe a drop or two more in here. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. So I'm going to grab my paper towel here, make sure we didn't get any of that juice on the rim. Go ahead and grab myself a hot lid and a hot ring. Down on there. I'm going fingertip tight, and that's going in the canner. So let's make sure you get a good view of that. If you see some little black flecks in there, I did go ahead and use a little salt and pepper on my chicken as I was sauteing it, just for a little added flavor. That's totally not a deal breaker, but I'm a big fan of pepper. So go ahead and do one more here with you, just so you can see what we're doing here. Now, I almost mixed up my Pokey Joes. That's what happens when you got two of them the same color. Now this time I'm going to try it this way a little first. See what we can get in here. Maybe one more, two more. Alright. That looks pretty good. Let's get some sauce in here and see where we end up. Okay. Gonna get right to that 1 inch there. And then let's see what we can do. We got one piece of chicken sticking up there. Alright. Get everything tucked down in there. Looks like my headspace is pretty much on the money. Go ahead and get this wiped off here. Get a lid. No, come on. Cooperate. And get a ring. Fingertip tight, and into the canner it goes. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these filled up. I'm going to bring my canner up to vent, and when it vents steam for a full 10 minutes, then I will go ahead and get my weight on, bring it up to, for me, what is 240 degrees and around 10 or 11 pounds of pressure. I'm going to pressure cook or pressure can this for 75 minutes for pints, 90 minutes if you were doing this in quarts, and then I will turn the heat off, let it come all the way down off the pressure, and then I'll bring you folks back when we're ready to take these out of the canner. Okay guys, welcome back. My canner has come down off the pressure. I cracked my lid and let it sit for another 10 minutes. And now we're ready to get these out of the canner. So, looks like everything looks good. No evacuation. And look at the beautiful color on these jars. Let me see if I can get you a little bit more light. Let's bring you in a little closer here. And just, I mean, I don't know how well the color's translating on there, but the color on these is fantastic. So, I am super happy with how these turned out. You get a little sediment on the bottom from the chicken, which is normal when you can chicken. But the color of the sauce is just really amazing. So, I will tell you, I started with about 7 pounds of chicken, which I then trimmed to within an inch of its life because I'm neurotic about chicken. I got 8 pints out of that. So that's a little less than a pound in each pint. The batch of sauce that I made pretty much was what I needed for the 8 pints. There was maybe a half a cup left, which I combined with the sauce that I made earlier today, and I think I'm going to can that separately. Just little jars of sauce to have that I could add for, I could have for rice or something like that. So none of it went to waste. But the recipe that I showed you, if you use anywhere between 7 and 8 pounds of chicken, you're going to get about 8 pints and enough sauce for the 8 pints is what I worked out. So most of these have already popped just in the time that I had sitting waiting for the canner. So I'm super happy with how these turned out. Love how these look. So I will leave you guys here. I hope you enjoyed this video. When I get around to using one of these for the first time, I will definitely come back and do a video with you guys, show you how I put it together. So I hope this video was helpful to my friend Mandy, who has been waiting for this. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoyed everything, and as always, I hope you had a great day.